Hey, what's up? It's Matt in Japan and welcome back to my channel. Today we're taking a look at Transformers Legacy Evolution. This is Armada Universe Hotshot. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the box to show off. I did buy this guy just loose from a local seller here in Japan. So we're just showing off. Let's get into Hotshot's details. Okay, so before we get into Hotshot's details, let's take a look at the one accessory he does come with. It is his dual blaster here. And this is cast in a red plastic with some very nice silver paint on the top and also some black paint. And I do like how they emulated the sort of Armada, the little ports there on top. But a very cool looking weapon here. And we'll see more in vehicle mode how this integrates, but very engine-like looking. And then I actually have the original weapon from the OG Hotshot here, so you can see how they tried to emulate that blaster there. So very cool. And it does have two ports there, two pegs, which he can easily hold it in his hand like so. So that's how he holds his weapon, and we'll see more of that in car mode, like I said. And speaking of the OG Hotshot, let's just bring him in for a comparison. Now, the OG Hotshot, God, this thing was he was a big boy, big bulky boy. But there is a quick comparison between old and new, and I think they did a pretty good job. It's pretty faithful to the original figure there. Although obviously there's more articulation on this evolution figure. This guy was kind of a little static, especially in the arm area. But a very nice update to the OG Hotshot. It's really too bad we couldn't have gotten Jolt as a pack-in, with the new figure. It would have been so cool. This is a really cool little Micromaster there. But anyways, there's just a quick comparison between old school and new school. So taking those guys off, see you Jolt and see you OG Hotshot. Now let's get into the details. So first and foremost, the head sculpt. I actually do like, just bring this guy back in. I actually think the OG Hotshot has a little bit more expression on his face. Has kind of like a laughing face, kind of like a smiley face. The new Evolution face, it's not bad, but I think it's very expressionless. And yeah, I don't know. I definitely like the older version better, but it's cool nonetheless. You have some nice sort of gray paint and there are some blue eyes under there somewhere. It gets a little bit lost because of the visor. But a very cool head sculpt nonetheless. And I really do like how they included the visor. You can see it's done in a clear green plastic there, so that's very cool. They included that part. So going down the figure, you get the nice Autobot logo there. You get some very nice silver for the chest area. It picks out the really nice contrast between the red and the silver there. And going down the figure, you get some nice molded detail on the waist area. And again, I do love how they emulated the front section of his legs there. It looks very much like the old figure. Although it's not painted gray, it would have been nice if they added just a little bit more paint to sort of break up all that yellow. And that's how the feet look there. And again, the arms are really cool. I think they did a really nice job on the arms. You get some dual sort of blasters there on his arms, and just the gray, the sort of dark gray they use for the arms, very nice. Now the front looks pretty cool. The front is it's not too bad. Once you get this guy turned on the backside, it's not so pretty, especially the legs. Now it's a bit ugly. I mean, these are just on ball joints here, so you technically could pop those off, but I think it would kind of, I don't know, make him look a little bit hollow or whatever. So not so pretty from the back, but a lot of figures aren't. But anyways, from the front he looks pretty cool. So anyways, that is a quick view of Hotshot. Now one thing you can do, and I think this is a really cool inclusion, so just putting him down there. So on the old Hotshot toy, you would take Jolt and you would plug him in on the back there, and that would cause, let's see if I can get to do, yeah, that would cause this part to flip up, and then basically you would turn this part here and he would shoot the missile there. So I'm gonna take the missile off there. But anyways, I think a very cool inclusion of the updated figure is the fact that they did include that. It doesn't have the gimmick, like the pop-up gimmick. You actually have to do it manually. But the fact that they included that is very cool. So you can just kind of pop that up from the back and you can turn it like that, and you do have that same look. Now, one thing that to note is very cool that actually, if I turn it on this side, there is, it looks like a little space for a missile. And I'm gonna take that missile here. Obviously it's not hollow, so you can't put it in there. But I think they, the fact that they sort of emulated that hole there on the top is very cool. So yeah, a very cool inclusion of that for the new toy there. So anyways, getting that old Hotshot out of the way. And basically, yeah, this is just spins like that, and you can easily just fold it back for storage. So a very cool inclusion on the old, on the new toy there. So anyways, let's pause and get into this guy's articulation. Okay, articulation for Armada Universe Hotshot. I'm not gonna lie, this articulation is not bad, but it gets a little bit funky in the leg area. So first and foremost, let's take a look at the head articulation. Now the head is just on a swivel joint. It can go all the way around, but it's hindered by these shoulder pieces on the side, but you can get it all the way around. And obviously the goggles go up and down like that. So you get some decent articulation on the head. I mean, as far as like left and right. Now on the shoulders, you do have the shoulders go out. There's a hinge here, and there is rotation at the shoulder there, but again, it gets hindered by these big shoulder pieces. So it can go up to about that far and kind of back to about that far. It can almost do the 180. If you kind of pull these up, you can get full rotation like so. But because of the nature of the design, those are supposed to go down. Anyways, he does have an upper bicep swivel, and that goes all the way around like that. And actually all the joints on this are very tight, so it's very nice. Elbow, he does have a 90 degree at the elbow. Unfortunately, there's nothing at the wrist. These are just all one molded piece, but there's some very nice detail on there. So as far as the arm goes, you got some decent articulation, and it's not bad at all. Now, he does have a nice waist swivel. You can go 360 on the waist swivel, which is very nice. Now, this is where things get a little bit funky down the lower leg section. He does have an upper thigh swivel, which is very nice. So he can do the full splits like that, and he can kick back about that far. He can kick quite a ways up like that. And he does have about a 90 degree, not really 90 degree at the knee. So, and he does have an ankle tilt. There is ankle tilt, and it's very stiff, which is nice. And there's a little bit of wiggle waggle on the toe section as well. So what I was talking about is just, I think these back pieces, they really get hindered, and they're a bit ugly. Also the inside of the legs, just like that. If you put his legs like that, that does not look good. Super hollow. And the inside of his legs are hollow. So from certain angles, this guy does not look good. He looks good from the front, but as soon as you kind of pose him and put him in some action poses, you see all this stuff in the middle, which I don't really like at all. I kind of wish these folded over to hide that part. I don't know. It's a little bit unsightly. So, and it definitely does hinder a lot of the lower leg articulation. So not bad for articulation, but the upper part is not bad. The lower part definitely gets hindered by all that kibble, all that car kibble. So speaking of car kibble, let's get into his vehicle mode. All right, here we have Armada Universe Hotshot all transformed into his vehicle mode. Let's take a look at the details here. So first and foremost, let's take a look at the front of the vehicle. You get some very nice silver paint on the front there, some nice molded detail, as well as the headlights there. You get a little bit of molded detail on the front bumper there. Now going over the car, now because this is all painted clear blue plastic, you do get a little bit of discrepancy in the color of the paint versus the plastic. I do call that sunstreaker syndrome. And I just noticed there is a little bit of a scratch right there, which is very unfortunate. But that's what happens when you have paint on clear plastic. It scratches very easily. But it's not as bad as it was on Sunstreaker. I don't think it's as noticeable here as it was on the Sunstreaker toy. Anyways, some really nice detail there. I love this little black part there. And I think they did a really good job of emulating the old toy. Now looking at the wheels, it's nice because they're not on pins. They're just cast in a gray plastic there. And you do see the differences between the tires on the back because of the cannon piece that pops out. You do have sort of like a screw right there, whereas this piece is just kind of hollow. On the back, you do see the Autobot logo that translates from the robot mode. And you get some nice detailing, a little bit of detailing, some molded detail on the back of the car as well. Not much on the back. It would have been nice if, again, they had a little bit of paint on the headlights or whatever. But all in all, very cool looking and very true to the original vehicle mode. Now, bringing in that vehicle mode from the old toy, I think, again, just side by side, they did a bang-up job emulating that. Now, why they didn't paint the rest of the silver like the old toy is beyond me. It's a little bit different. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact, but it's kind of curious why they didn't just extend that silver paint there. But for the most part, yeah, looking very, 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 very hot shot. This guy's a little bit more streamlined. This guy was he was a brute. He was a lot bigger and beefier. But yeah, I think they did a good job. So now taking that accessory You have the engine block that doubles as his weapon. Basically, there is 2 ports on the front of the vehicle, and that just plugs in like that. So that definitely completes the look. Now, on the old toy, when you plug this in, these parts sort of came out, they popped out to sort of emulate sort of like saw blades or whatever. Now, unfortunately, there's no, it would have been nice if they just had a little bit of texture, a little bit of silver paint there to sort of emulate that part. Would have been nice, but as it is now, it doesn't really have anything to sort of throw back to the old toy. But the fact that you can open them up and sort of emulate that is a pretty nice touch, I thought. So anyways, very cool. And of course you have the peg here. Now I'm very curious, does Jolt fit on this peg? I don't think he does. If he does, I would be very impressed. But yeah, because of the nature, does he? Kind of, not really. Yeah, it would have been cool. Does he fit on this one? Would have been cool if he kind of sat there like that. But yeah, I don't think it's really, I mean, maybe in the future we'll get a Jolt to fit on the back of there. That'd be very cool if we did. But anyways, that completes the look of the vehicle mode. So what I was talking about in the old school toy is you had these 4 pegs here that pegged in the front. And then as soon as you peg them in, those would pop open. And that's what I was talking about. You had that really cool silver detailing of like the saw blades there. I think that would have been a nice little touch if they had included that, but not a big deal at all. The fact that they sort of paid homage to it is enough for me. So anyways, very, very cool. And just to show you, again, the old school toy, you can throw Jolt on the back like so. And you just kind of bend his tail down like a lobster. And you have this sort of flying mode. Again, I think it was a missed opportunity here. It really would have been cool. I would have paid a little bit more money to have like an extra figure, some extra playability with a Jolt figure. I think it would have been a very nice touch. So anyways, let's pause and give you some final thoughts. Okay, so some final thoughts as Hot Shot spins around on the old turntable here. I want to like this guy, I really do, but I just got some problems, especially in robot mode. I think the legs especially, it's really hard to pose this guy. Even just getting this simple pose was a little bit of a chore. You got those kind of clunky pieces hanging out the back of the legs. The inside is a kind of hollow. The articulation's a little bit, it's just not quite there. And so a lot of gets hindered. The upper part of the body, upper part of the robot mode looks great. I think they do a lot of things right. And I think where this figure shines is probably in his vehicle mode, which is very rare for me to say. I think most of the time we think, the robot mode shines, but I think this guy, actually, I like the vehicle mode better. That's, yeah, I know that's kind of strange to say, but overall, not a bad figure. Not one of my favorites by any means, but not bad. So anyways, I would love to know your thoughts on this guy. Will you be picking up this Armada Universe Hotshot, or will you be giving me a hard pass? So anyways, this has been the Transformers Legacy Evolution video review for Armada Universe Hotshot. This has been Matt in Japan. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe as always. And we'll see you later. Have a great day.